Good evening. Well, I'm very sorry to say that we're in a little bit of trouble. Rather early in the evening to bring you a disappointment.
Good evening, everybody. This is a very exciting moment for us in television, but tonight I'm not speaking to you from the familiar studios at Alexandra Palace, but from a small room in the new transmitting station at Sutton Coldfield. On behalf of the BBC, I offer a special greeting and a warm welcome to our new viewers in the Midlands. Here to open the transmitting station officially are the Postmaster General, the Right Honourable Wilfred Paling, the Vice Chairman of the BBC, the Dowager Marchioness of Reading, Sir William Haley, Director General of the BBC, and the Mayor of Sutton Coldfield, Councillor H. Hoversell. And to speak to you first, here is Lady Red.
Tonight, new screens are opening up, and with the coming of the Midlands service, an overwhelming number of new viewers are watching in. We have here the most powerful television service in the whole of the world, and we feel very much that it would never have been possible had it not been for the individual effort of the practical man on the job, his determination, his resolution, and the work he put into the making of the whole. The service of the Midlands is going to make a very real difference to people in the south of England and in London. It's going to give an opportunity to the people of the metropolis to know the Midlands better. And just as distress and dilemma in the war made us understand each other better, so will the advance of television give us an opportunity to get to know each other better and in a more understanding fashion. Just as the Midlands are going to be able to contribute to the programs of Alexandra Palace in London, so will London, the capital city not only of Great Britain, but of the Commonwealth of Nations and of the Empire, be able to transmit to hundreds of thousands of viewers in the Midlands the ceremonial life of the nation, the ceremonial functions in which the nation delights. And alongside of that, of course, there will be newsreels, sport of every sort, which is of interest in every home, and the drama, so that entertainment, enjoyment, and education will come into the home of hundreds of thousands of people who have not been viewers before. None of this would be possible were it not for the tremendous effort made by the individual and by those people who've taken the trouble to give of themselves with understanding and with forethought. And it is because of them and the work they put in that the scheme we have ahead of us of building a series of stations is ultimately going to be possible. Those stations, when the whole scheme of them is complete, will afford in Great Britain a coverage as good, if not better, than anything there is anywhere in the world. And that includes, of course, the United States of America. It is because we are convinced that television in this country is going to be so good, and that today's step forward is of so great a significance in the country, that we have asked the Postmaster General to come here tonight to form the opening ceremony of the Midland Service. And I, on your behalf, will call upon the PMG, Mr. Paling, to declare open the new Midland Service. Mr. Paling.
Today, British television is taking its third big stride forward. The first was taken when the television service of the British Broadcasting Corporation was opened in 1936 by one of my predecessors, Lord Tryon. That service was in operation for nearly 3 years until the 1st of September 1939, when, with the approach of war, it had to be closed down suddenly for security reasons. The break was a long one. It lasted nearly 7 years. The second big step forward was taken on the 7th of June 1946, when another Postmaster General, Lord Listowel, performed the reopening ceremony at Alexandra Palace. Since then, much study on the technical side of television has been carried out by the BBC, the Post Office, and the radio industry. The result is that today the television service is taking its third big step forward. I am proud to be the third holder of the great office of Postmaster General to be invited by the BBC to take part in a ceremony which marks such an occasion. This day will bring to the BBC television service a new and large audience, an audience drawn from the Midlands of England. It is hard to say exactly how large this will be until the effective range of the new station has been tried out in actual operation. But I can say that from tonight onwards, at least 1/3 of our total population will be within range of television. In recent years, the scope of the BBC's television programme has been steadily widened, and this process will continue. This progressive policy should bring an ever-increasing flow of interest and entertainment. I cannot now speak of all the varied features of these programmes, but for my part, I feel that the television newsreels bringing up-to-date pictures of current events into the homes of the people alone assure an unfailing and unique source of enjoyment. The BBC has built television into a great new public service worthy of the finest technical achievements of the British people. It is my considered opinion that those who take this new and exciting service into their homes will not be disappointed. The success of television in the long run will be measured, of course, by the number of people who look at its programs in their homes and in other places. We do not want it to become an expensive luxury for the few, but a source of information and entertainment to the many. We aim at a widespread service, and those who have done so much so far are not going to sit back and rest on their oars. Their task will be to further, as quickly as possible, the plan which has already been announced for making the television service available to an even wider public than that which can be served by the BBC's 2 stations at Alexandra Palace and Sutton Coldfield. I am sure that the successful bringing of television to the Midlands and the enthusiasm with which this achievement has been received will encourage them in their task. It therefore gives me the greatest pleasure to declare the BBC's Sutton Coldfield television station open, and I wish success to the efforts of all those concerned in its operation, and the greatest enjoyment to all those who receive its programs.
On your behalf, I should like to thank the PMG for his very gracious opening of our new station before I turn you over to your announcer.
Now we're going to take you to London, where MacDonald Hobley is waiting to tell you about our programs for this evening. Engineers here at Alexandra Palace and at various places between Birmingham and London, as soon as I stop speaking to you, will begin to reverse the line. That will take a little time. So please don't worry if your screens are blank for a few seconds, and please don't begin to twiddle the knobs. You'll see the engineers here beginning the process, and soon Alexandra Palace will appear on your screens. So, good night everybody from Sutton Coldfield, and good viewing.
Hello, London. The OB's finished. Stand by to change over the link. Is your waveform okay over there? Waveform okay. Righto, AP, it's all yours.